Today we're going to talk about how to calculate arithmetic series. So the first thing you probably want to first discuss is what a series actually is. So in the last lesson we talked about the word sequence and how a sequence is just a list of numbers that follow a common pattern. And an arithmetic sequence is when my numbers add between them. A geometric sequence is when they multiply between the numbers. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This would be an arithmetic sequence because I'm adding 2 every single time. A series isn't a list of numbers, but a series is the sum of the terms in a sequence. So, a sequence is a list of numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8. A series is the sum of those numbers. So if I were to add up all of those numbers, whatever that would be, 2 plus 4 is 6, and 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus 8 is 20, and 20 plus 10, my series of my first two fifth element would be 30. Okay? So we have a couple of different ways to represent the way we sum something. And so the first thing is what's called summation notation. So summation notation is a way to express a series in an abbreviated way. And it uses this Greek symbol sigma, which is down below. It's a funny looking ES creature, however you want to draw it. It looks something like that. That is the symbol. So if we look at the example, it says write the summation notation given 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10. So I would say, okay, I'm going to start with my sum. That's what that means. And I'm going to say x has to start at 1 because that's my first element. And it goes to my fifth element, so that's the number on the top, that's the bound. And how do I get from 2 to 4 to 6 to 8? Well, I can just do n plus what? Well, it's hard because if a sub 1 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4. So I don't want to add. What if I just multiply? What if I just said 2 times n? Let's see. 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 2 for my second element is 4. And 3 times 2 is 6. Yep. So you can think, well, it's an arithmetic sequence, and if you wanted to then calculate the actual arithmetic sequence using d as your common difference, if you wanted to say a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d, you can still calculate it that way. A sub 1 is 2. Minus 1, my common difference is 2. And if I distribute, I get 2n minus 2 plus 2. And sure enough, that cleans up to 2n. So if you don't want to think about it, you know it's arithmetic, you can plug it into the arithmetic sequence formula, and you'll get your answer. So if we go ahead and we look at these, it says write the terms of the series and evaluate. So I'm starting at 1, so I'm going to plug 1 in for k, and I'm going to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then once I get all of those values, I'm then going to add them up. So if I plug in 1 for k, 5 times 1 is 5. Now I'm at my second blank, so I'm going to plug in 2 for k. 5 times 2 is 10. I'm now at my third blank, so 3 times 5 is 15. And then I'm going to plug in 20. And I'm going to add 5 plus 10 is 15. 15 plus 15 is 30. 30 plus 20 is 50. That would be my answer. If I look at number 2, I am taking the sum of this and then multiplying it by 4. So I'm going to do the sum first. So I'm starting with my first element and going to my fifth element. Second, third, fourth, fifth. So I'm going to plug in 1, that's 2. Plug in 2, that's 4, because 2 times 2 is 4. And then 6, and then 8, and then 10. And I'm going to add all of that up. And then you could, from here, multiply it by 4. Or I'm going to add all that up first. 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus 8 is 20, and then I get 30, and then I have 30 times 4, which is 120. I want you to pause this video, and I want you to try 3 and 4 on your own, and then we'll go over them. I'm actually going to even show you now how we can check them by using Desmos, but I know, of course, my window's not big enough. I'm going to zoom out of it. Okay, so if I wanted to do number 1, if I go back and I show you, I'm going to, actually, let me make this screen smaller. Yep. So on Desmos, if I open up my keyboard, which is in this bottom corner, and I press Functions, and then I click on Miscellaneous, see down in the bottom middle column, I have the summation notation. It just uses n, so I would always use n. You probably can change that letter, but Desmos sometimes gets picky. But if I type in 1, I'm doing number 1 on the worksheet, and then I hit the up arrow, now I'm going to hit the left arrow, and I'm going to do 5n. Notice I get 50, which is exactly what I got. If I now do number 2, I started at 1, and I went to 5, and it was 2n, but then this was all times 4, so I'm going to put it in parentheses, and I'm going to put 4 on the outside, and sure enough, I get 120. And if I show you again, hit Functions, Miscellaneous down here. For 3, I start at my 3rd term, and I go to my 6th term, and then it's 1 plus k squared. Oops, I don't want to use k because my bound and my directions say n. So n, I should have gotten 90 on the 3rd problem. And if we do the last one just using the calculator, my first element is 0, and it's going to 4, and it's 1 divided by n factorial. And if you add all of that up, you should have gotten 2.7, which also reduces to 65 over 24. So if we go ahead and keep going, let's now actually talk about what an arithmetic series is. An arithmetic series is the sum of an arithmetic sequence. The sum of an arithmetic sequence. And the formula is S sub n equals n over 2 times the quantity of a sub 1 plus a sub n. So what it's doing is it's saying, okay, determining what I'm finding my sum of, the first 20 terms, the first 7 terms, I'm going to divide it by 2, and then whatever, I'm going to multiply that by the sum of the first element and the last element. So if I go and I look at number 1, I want to find S sub 25. So I want to find out when I take all of my elements from 1 to 25, what their sum will be. So I'm going to just use my summation, my series formula. So I'm going to do S sub 25 equals 25 over 2 times a sub 1, which my first element is 3, plus a sub n. So that's a sub 25. I don't know what my 25th element is. So this is where then we have to connect it to what we just learned about sequences. So to find my 25th element, I'm going to do the sequence formula. So my first a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. So a sub 1 is 3, n minus 1, so that's 24 because n is 25. And my common difference, how do I get from 3 to 12 and 12 to 30, and 12 to 21, and 21 to 30, as I just add 9. So I'm then going to type that into my calculator, 3 plus 24 times 9, and I get 219. So now I can come back over to my series formula, and I can say 3 plus 219. So then in Desmos, I'm going to type in 25 divided by 2 times 3 plus 219, and S sub 25 is 2,775. Number 2 is the exact same thing. Number 22 is S sub 20 equals 20 over 2 plus my first element, which is negative 16, plus my 20th element, which I don't know yet. So I have to find what a sub 20 is. So my first element is negative 16, plus 20 minus 1 is 19, and my common difference is 4. So a sub 20 is negative 16 plus 19 times 4, which is 60. So then I'm going to come over here and plug that in there. And then I just would type the rest of my calculator. 20 divided by 2 is 10. So then I have 10 times negative 16 plus 60 is what? Negative 44. So I should get my sum, S sub 20, is negative 440. If we go ahead and we do the last three, now you can on 3 and 4, you could calculate that just by using Desmos, or you could actually use the series formula. So I know my nth element is 12, so I could do S sub 12 equals 12 over 2 times my first element, which I'm going to have to figure it out. So I'm going to plug in 1 there. So 6 minus 2 times 1, so that's 4. And then I'm going to need to figure out plus my last element, so that's a sub 12. So 6 minus 2 times 12. So 6 minus 24, that's negative 18. And then if I type that in my calculator, I'm going to end up with S sub 12 equals negative 84. So I want you, and then if you again try it on Desmos, you'll get the same answer. So I want you to do number 4 on your own, and then I'll have the answer on the board. You should get S sub 10 equals 15. If we very quickly do the last two problems, it says a brick patio has 20 rows, so that would mean n equals 20. The first row has 14 bricks, and the 20th row has 33 bricks. So my first row has 14 bricks. My 20th row has 33 bricks. How many bricks are in the patio? That would be a series, because I want to add up all of the bricks. So I'm going to do S sub 20 equals 20 over 2 times A sub 1, which is 14, plus A sub n, which is 33. And if I type all of that in my calculator, I get 470. So there are 470 bricks in this patio. If I do the last one, a well drilling company charges $15 for drilling the first foot, $15.25 for drilling the second foot, $15.50 for drilling the third foot, and so on. How much does it cost to have this company drill a 100-foot well? So, okay, I know my first element is 15, and then it's 15.25, and then it's 15.50. So I know D equals 0.25, right? So I want to know if it's a 100-foot wall. So a 100-foot wall. So I know I want to calculate a series because I want to know how much does it cost. I want to know the total. So it's going to be 100 divided by 2. And then my first element is 15. And then I have to figure out what this pattern would be when I'm at my 100th element. So I'm going to have to do A sub 100 equals A sub 1 plus 99, because n minus 1 is 99, times 0.25. If I type all of that in my calculator, I get 39.75. So I have 50 times 15 plus 39.75. So for a 100-foot well, it's going to cost $2,737.50. So this is our video on arithmetic series. Next video, we will discuss geometric series.